name is Rylee Warford, and the case study I will be presenting today is about behavioral problems. On a 2016 webpage titled Behavioral Disorder, the Council for Children with Behavioral Disorders defines a behavioral disorder as a condition of characteristics over a long period of time that affects a child's educational performance. The problem proposed in this case study begins with a kid named Billy Starr. Billy is a very troubled kid and has a very bad reputation that follows him from school to school. Billy was recently expelled from his last school due to various things that he did, and now attends Southview Middle School. Billy's appearance is very grungy and ferocious, and that's exactly how he acts around people as well. Billy is the kid that teachers dread having in classes, and the kid that parents always tell their kids to stay way far away from. The proposed solutions for Billy's behavioral disorder started with a meeting of the faculty of Southview Middle School. This is where they all discussed and talked where Billy would be most suitable. They concluded that Mr. Banta's class would be the most suitable environment for Billy to be in, considering his situation. Mr. Banta was a very kind and patient man and was willing to wait and do whatever it took to help Billy in any way possible. However, after only a few days of being in Mr. Banta's class, he thought that wasn't the very best decision for Billy, considering his anger still showed and he was still hitting other kids. Because of this, Mr. Banta moved Billy into a student council or school council class. But after only being in there for one day, Billy was caught smoking in the bathroom, which he denied. The school then decided to look at Billy's life at a personal level and look deeper, farther into his life. This is where they came in contact with Billy's father. Billy's father was a pharmaceutical rep and was away for his job most of the time and didn't have much time for Billy at all. Billy's father then informed them that Billy's mother had recently abandoned him. Both of these factors are huge because they mean so much to a kid at this age. Because of this, the school moves Billy into a special education program. This is where they try various methods to improve Billy's learning abilities. The first method that they proposed was based on a reward system. For any type of learning he did, he would receive a reward for it. But Billy very much abused this. The second method they used was based on Billy's interests. Billy's interest included violence. Anything violence in it, that was what Billy wanted to be and wanted to learn about. They then decided that Billy may have a further problem going on with him. The special education teacher suggested it was maybe social, emotional, or biochemical. Something was going on. He then also concluded that Billy had an undiagnosed learning disorder. This was huge, but the school could not do much more for Billy on this occasion. After all the efforts, the school somewhat didn't quite give up, but they did, pretty much. Sooner or later, Billy's father then informed the school that they would be moving to Indiana. The school was somewhat relieved because they had this burden lift off their shoulder of a troubled kid that was on their plate. But they were also upset because they couldn't help Billy on anything anymore. The last the staff heard of Billy, he was in a juvenile detention center in Indiana. This very much upset them because of all the hard work they had on Billy. To conclude this case study, Billy was a very troubled kid with a very troubled life and had so much going on. And the people and faculty at Southview Middle School did whatever they can and did whatever they wanted and to help Billy in his situation. They used very many different methods and a different variety of things to do with Billy. This case study very much interested me because behavioral disorders are very much hidden in the world, but there's recent statistics that show otherwise, such as on a 2016 webpage titled Children's Mental Health Report, it says it is estimated that 13 to 20% of children experience a behavioral disorder. Because of this, you would think that behavioral disorders would be highly displayed in such ways, but it's not. This also flattered me and also caught my eye because many people, in growing up in a public school, you see a lot of kids like Billy, and it just helps that maybe one day they actually need help, and that behavioral disorders are an actual thing out there, and that these kids can find this help they need. Thanks.